expander, braces all together. Let's go.
Okay, open really wide. We've got an expander in here. This piece right here, that little blue thing, we're gonna take that off and then we're gonna get the entire expander out of your mouth. Okay, let's do that.
So this individual has gone through an expander, a rapid palatal expander. That means the top one. Usually it has some acrylic. Sometimes it doesn't. Depends on the type of expander. Anyways, sometimes you go through an expander first and then braces all together. Sometimes you do an expander like when you're younger for correcting pretty significant crossbites, and then you wait while you grow, get all your permanent teeth, and then you do braces. In this case, we're going straight from an expander to braces. So we've done the expander part, all done with the turns, and we're gonna take the expander out. In our case, we sometimes put extra blue glue over metal rests on the teeth to help stabilize the expander while it turns. There's the high-speed handpiece. And the suction, that's what pulls all the dust in. Nobody likes that sound or that feeling. All you do is you raise your left hand if you need to take a break. Oh, you saw it kind of lifted up a little bit. The band remover.
It's got a little tooth right here. It's gonna grab under the expander.
This little pressure. Did you hear that clicking, popping? That's the glue, not your tooth. Don't worry. Like the man in the iron mask hasn't seen the light of day.
Well, let's go ahead and suction all those pieces out. We're gonna get all the extra glue out.
Get all the extra glue pieces out.
You want to take off your glasses too, or do you like them like this? Yeah? Okay. We're gonna clean this off just a little bit more. Open really wide.
You know, the expander's been in there for a long time. That tissue might be a little sensitive. Zoom in on some of those spots. Can't really see. Basically, the tissue might be really sore, so watch out for, if you got the expander that covers the whole palate, watch out for things that might burn a little bit. Treat it like a pizza burn, actually. And the tissue will heal pretty fast, though. It might feel like you got a little gunk. Sometimes it feels really slimy. Actually, that's how the teeth feel, too, when you take the brackets off. But you'll get through it, I promise. So, we got the expander out. What's next? Cheek retractors to keep the teeth dry. Remember this. In this situation, notice the pink gloves. She actually has gloves on, but more so, look at the teeth. When the cheek retractor's in, you get to see all the teeth. We've got some crowding still, despite doing the expander, but we were a little narrow. And with brackets and braces, you can continue to develop the arch and get teeth to line up properly. Sometimes you don't just want to expand with an expander or with braces because you put a lot of pressure on the gums and the bones where the teeth rest. And that could lead to gum loss or bone loss. Not good, generally. Look at all that blue on that teeth. Remember, that's the cleaner for the teeth before we put the glue and the brackets on. Then we gotta rinse it off. Suction it all off with the high-speed suction. But it's a cool color. Then you rinse it off and you dry it off and you get the really white teeth. Suction more to keep the spit out. Everybody does it a little bit different. They have their different techniques to try and keep the spit off the teeth. And then look, it looks like nail polish, kind of like the brush. It's called primer. Part of the gluing process helps the glue to stick. And then we start, it makes the teeth shiny. So they go from really wet and slimy from the spit to dry and clean after the blue etchant, and then we dry and clean it really white and frosty, and then prime it, make it polish. We polish it with this resin, and then we put the brackets on. See, we've got that bottom right, all those teeth done now, little by little, and you use the light to make the glue hard. So the doctor will come in and do their little tweaks to make sure the bracket is in a good spot. Sometimes, even at the very beginning, you're like, well, didn't they put it in the right spot at the beginning? Sometimes, depending on the tooth position, you get the bracket in the best position you can, and then you have to reposition it later. It's a common technique. you make your way all the way around. Sometimes you leave brackets off teeth initially. If they're really crowded or twisted, it's hard to get on, and they come back later. And now all the brackets are on. We're gonna get the wires in because that's an extremely important part of the process. If you don't have wires in your brackets, your teeth might not move. That's the traditional method of force application, is the wires. They get tied in, whether you're using a self-ligating bracket or just a traditional twin bracket, and then you get the wire in, and over time you switch wires, eventually get straighter teeth. And there's lots of adjustments that you have to make with the wire. You gotta make sure it's the right length, and then you get to pick your colors. Look at that, colors on the top, colors on the bottom. Great choice. So, you're like, do I need expanders and braces? Well, you've got to come see me if you want to know, or find a local provider. I understand if it's not me. But listen, if you have questions about whether or not you would benefit from an expander, braces, or one or the other, come find us and we can talk about straight teeth and beautiful bites. If you can, subscribe to the channel, share with your friends so that I can open their eyes to the wonderful world of straight teeth and beautiful bites. That's all I've got. Just a little PFOing so you know where you're going. Packard out.